This is the story of a man named Park Kang, a famous actor who was on the rise. Park Kang at that time was reaching the peak of his career to the point his mother can buy anything anywhere she wanted in the world. He achieved both wealth and his career, making him boastful about his fortune. Kang lives in a luxury apartment, a really expensive one. Everywhere he goes, he is always accompanied by his manager named Jo Yoon. Back then, Jo Yoon was also an actor, but because he didn't get a good role, he finally decided to quit acting and then became Kang's manager to make a living. He was in charge of managing Kang's affairs and schedule. One night, Kang attended an event for filmmakers where he was awarded as the best male actor. On the stage, Kang gave a speech, saying he didn't expect to be able to be at this point since he started his career as an actor, knowing he started barely having anything and came from a remote place. In a different place, a girl named Seo-yeon watched Park Kang receive an award on TV. Seo-yeon was Kang's ex when he was poor. She just came back from New York to open his art exhibition in Seoul. That night, on Christmas Eve, December 24th, Jo Yoon was about to go home to spend time with his family, but Kang asked him to stay and accompany him to a bar, the same bar where he used to drink a lot before becoming a famous actor. There, they chatted while remembering their past. Jo Yoon and Kang had actually auditioned together for a role back in the day until they entered the final round. Unexpectedly, the fortune goddess was on Kang's side as he managed to win the audition and became a famous actor, while Jo Yoon stopped acting and then became Kang's manager. Jo Yoon remembered that if only Kang didn't pass the audition, he might have had a family, together with Seo-yeon, and lived happily. Upon hearing that, Kang remembered how he used to dump Seo-yeon in this bar 10 years ago, so they split up. Kang pursues his acting career while Seo-yeon goes to New York to deepen his art knowledge. When they left the bar, Kang still wanted Jo Yoon to accompany him to drink at another bar, but because it was Christmas Eve, Jo Yoon wanted to be with his family at home, so he told Kang to take a taxi and go home alone. When in the taxi, Kang, who was drunk, chatted with the driver. This driver felt lucky to have such a famous actor as his passenger on Christmas Eve. The driver assumed that Kang must be living his dream and that he must be happy for having everything a man could ask for, but Kang replied that the driver didn't know what he felt. The driver then replied that being rich and famous was not a guarantee for happiness and feeling content in this world. Suddenly, as if the driver knew what was in Kang's heart, he asked a question that doesn't make sense. He asked what will Kang do if he was given a chance to change the past. The driver even knew that Kang was thinking of changing the past when he broke up with Seo-yeon and said that he could help to turn that thought into reality. The next morning, Kang woke up on the wooden floor of a modest house. He was utterly confused to find himself somewhere he didn't know and to see the sight of two kids in front of him calling him father. He even got more shocked to see a figure he knew so well. The long-lost love of his life, Seo-yeon, is his wife. Kang was explained that he was in his own house and the two children were his children. Seo-yeon also thought that Kang had not yet sobered up from his drunkenness because he drank too much last night. Kang still had not processed what happened to him that morning. He tried to contact Jo Yoon, but he couldn't be contacted. Kang decided to go back to his apartment. He casually went inside and confused the security guard because he was not recognized as one of the residents. Kang casually went up to the top floor and tried the combination to open the door lock, but somehow it didn't work. He was surprised to see someone open the door to his apartment. He thought that a thief had broken into his apartment. He then broke into it and made a ruckus, so the security guards had to secure him. The atmosphere became chaotic because the owner of the apartment thought that Kang was his wife's lover. Kang tried to explain that he's a famous actor even though no one knew him. Shortly after, Kang ended up at the police station. He was angry and confused. The police explained that the apartment was not his, as written in the database. Kang was left in shock to find everything he had lost in just a single night. Kang was even more embarrassed when Seo-yeon came to pick him up. Seo-yeon said that she was Kang's wife, but Kang said that she was not his wife. Of course, Seo-yeon was angry and thought that Kang was asking for a divorce. The police calmed her down and said that Kang seemed a bit confused because he had claimed to be an actor. The two of them then went home. Kang was still wondering if it was true that he married Seo-yeon. Irritated with his husband asking about their relationship again and again, Seo-yeon once again gave Kang a slap to wake him up. At that moment, Kang saw a taxi passing by. He then remembered the incident that night. After drinking with Jo Yoon, he took a taxi and talked to the driver, and after that, he ended up there. When he arrived home, Seo-yeon scolded him again for talking about nonsense. Kang then got to know his daughter, Rohee. He told her that he had lost his memory. He couldn't remember his life with them. At that time, Seo-yeon said that he was going to go see his friends after his art class, so he told Kang to look after the kids. Of course, Kang didn't want to and told Seo-yeon to hire a babysitter instead. Listening to that, Seo-yeon thought that Kang was still drunk. Moreover, the rent for the house was not paid yet, so Seo-yeon told Kang to stop drinking and help her to pay the bills. Kang still wanted to find answers about yesterday's taxi driver, so Kang took the children with him to find the answer. He then went to the taxi company to ask about the taxi he took on Christmas Eve, but sadly, after telling the staff there the characteristic of the taxi, the staff there told him that there was no taxi that resembles that characteristic. To get information about his new life, Kang asked some things to his twin children. Rohi said that Kang was an actor, but he was not famous. Roha then showed Kang who was on a TV show. Kang was surprised to see himself playing a cameo role there. At night, Sugyeon told Kang to tell her about what happened this morning when he interrupted someone's apartment. Kang then explained that he actually come from a different world after taking this strange taxi last night. The life he had with Sugyeon was a life he didn't choose, and the taxi driver gave it to Kang so that Kang ended up like now. Sugyeon clearly thought that what Kang said was nothing but nonsense. When Kang was about to sleep, he didn't feel comfortable sleeping with Sugyeon after what happened to him and her in his reality. After sleeping all alone all the time, he now ended up sleeping with the one he used to love. His day with his new family, the family he never thought he would have, finally started. He had to sleep together, eat together, deal with his twin children, and had to be a father figure and a husband at home. Kang didn't have an emotional connection with the twins, and he still couldn't adapt to his new life. It's a repetitive and boring life for him. One night, Sugyeon reminded Kang that he had a shooting schedule with Mystic TV for a movie. Mystic TV was a TV channel with low ratings and bad movies. Even though he performed well and his family was proud of him, he still thought that the channel was trash. At that time, his friend Woo-hee called him and asked him to help promote her theatrical performance. It turned out that apart from being on TV, Kang in this life was also making money through theater shows. When they finally met, Kang asked Woo-hee why he couldn't contact Jo Yoon. Woo-hee said that Jo Yoon was currently down to promote his brand new movie. After it was proven, it turned out that Jo Yoon, who was his manager in his reality, was a famous actor in this reality. Kang just realized that his career was swapped with Jo Yoon. One day, Kang tried to go to the agency office where Jo Yoon worked by breaking through. He went upstairs and finally managed to meet Jo Yoon, who still recognizes him. He then invited Kang to eat together. From the talk, Kang got information that Jo Yoon could become an actor because Kang withdrew during the final audition for the sake of chasing Sugyeon to the airport. That's why Jo Yoon appeared and became an actor in this reality. After having lunch with Jo Yoon, Kang then went to catch up with Sugyeon in her gallery. From Jo Yoon's words, Kang knew that he deliberately missed the chance to audition for the sake of chasing Sugyeon. Different from the reality, he came from where Kang instead decided to break up with Sugyeon to pursue his career. Since then, his treatment of Sugyeon had changed. Kang asked what would have happened if Sugyeon went to New York 10 years ago, but Sugyeon said that she preferred her current life with Kang and their twins. Short story, one night, Woo-hee and Kang held their theatrical performance. Jo Yoon, who was present that night, fell asleep because he was sleepy watching the show. After that, all of them were treated to dinner by Jo Yoon. Jo Yoon seemed interested in Woo-hee, who in his other life actually liked each other. Jo Yoon even left his credit cards for them to use to pay for what they eat as much as they wanted. At Kang's house, he was partying with Sugyeon and her friends with the food he brought from the restaurant earlier. Even though Kang is an actor who is not well known, he is quite popular among the ladies in the neighborhood. The next day in the morning, their house was visited by Kang's mother, who in this reality was pretty much different from the mother in his reality. His mother was fussy, especially after she found out that Kang had resigned from his current job. After visiting Kang and her grandchildren, Kang then took her to the terminal to go home. She prayed that her son could get a good role like Jo Yoon and gave him some money. She ordered him to treat his family and also buy flowers for his father's grave. Her request was immediately carried out by Kang, but as usual, Kang didn't want to go to his father's grave because it turned out that Kang had bad memories of his father, so he never wanted to come to his father's grave. At another time, Kang went for an audition. His acting was actually decent, but because the auditioner knew that Kang was Jo Yoon's best friend and often hung out with him, they instead told Kang to persuade Jo Yoon to play in his film. He then met Jo Yoon and told him about it. Jo Yoon was surprised to hear that. Moreover, the fact was that he deliberately didn't take the audition because he wanted Kang to get the role to be able to make money for his family. Jo Yoon understood that Kang couldn't spend his time taking auditions after auditions, and because Jo Yoon needed someone he trusted to work for him, he decided to offer Kang a job as his manager. Kang somehow refused the offer because he felt that his life had completely changed and that he was disappointed with what he had. The next day, Kang had trouble contacting Sugyeon. He also found an announcement that she wouldn't accept classes anymore at her gallery. Another problem came when he and his twin children were playing at the playground. That afternoon, he was asking about the signatures that actors usually give to fans. Kang then showed her how to sign. When she saw it, Rohi prayed that one day her father would be able to sign autographs for other people like famous actors too. Suddenly, Roha had an accident while playing alone. They immediately rushed him to the hospital. Shortly after Sunyan came, it was discovered that she had worked at a convenience store. Kang became offended because Sunyan didn't tell him and made him look pathetic as the head of the family. Kang then checked his ATM and found out that he had no money in it. Kang was disappointed with him in that reality because he couldn't do anything for the past 10 years. Knowing that he had no other choice, he was forced to accept the offer from Jo Yoon to work as his manager. With his experience seeing Jo Yoon as his manager, he started his work by preparing agendas, serving Jo Yoon in the shooting area, and even protecting him from the paparazzi. Kang also didn't hesitate to give advice to Jo Yoon regarding salary requests for his films or advertisements. Kang uses his 10 years of experience so that Jo Yoon can make even more money. Sometimes Kang also helped Jo Yoon to read the script to the point that Kang got carried away with emotions because he hadn't read a script for a long time. In his reality, he was too lazy to memorize the script. Jo Yoon took too much time learning the script, making the extras couldn't stand waiting for him and resigned. In the end, the director decided to offer the role to Kang because he knew that Kang was an actor. Of course, Kang wanted to do it. Kang did a good job. His action on riding the horseback even won praise from the director. Instead, Jo Yoon, the main actor, could only ride a horse with shooting properties. Different from his respective life, this time Kang did his job as an actor with totality and professionalism. Even his family at home was amazed by his performance. Kang also starting to enjoy his life as the head of the family. He loves his family more than before. His life was much better than before. He could eat comfortably and pay bills on time because his income was already stable. But apparently, this changed him and caught So-yeon's attention, especially when Kang took them to Jo Yoon's apartment, which Jo Yoon lent them to live in. So-yeon didn't agree with the plan. She thought that money had changed Kang completely. Kang wanted to forget and leave their small house where they started everything, leaving a lot of memories with the twins. She didn't want to lose that by moving to this apartment. On the other hand, Kang just wanted to give the best for his wife and children, but unfortunately, Kang still thought like him in his previous life. For So-yeon, what they had was not the most important thing. Because of that, they started arguing. At night, Kang, who couldn't sleep, went to his children's room. He realized that in his current life, luxury was not something that must be pursued. Kang immediately learned from his mistakes in his past life that despite being far away from a luxurious life, but this condition makes him happy instead of being rich while living alone without a family. Days, weeks, and months passed, and Kang managed to move on and forget about his old life. He even managed to finish his role in the drama he played with Jo Yoon impressively. Kang also had many fans, and even the director praised his good performance. So far, the director also said that Jo Yoon and Kang should switch positions instead, because Jo Yoon is more suitable to be a manager than Kang. Kang also got a special interview session that catapulted his name from an extra actor to a manager, and from a manager to a professional actor. His achievement also made his family happy, but even so, Kang still worked as a manager for Jo Yoon. When Jo Yoon received the Best Actor award, he surprisingly thanked Kang for his support because of that he knew that he wouldn't be able to achieve that if it was not because of him. Jo Yoon also said that Kang was a better actor than himself. To celebrate the award, Jo Yoon asked Kang to drink at the bar. He told Kang that there was a role vacancy for the next drama, but the shooting was done overseas for 3 months. Kang refused the offer because he didn't want to leave his family for that long. Kang preferred to find another job instead. At that moment, Jo Yoon finally said that he fell in love with Woo Hee, the tomboyish girl. He invited seeing Kang living with his family. Jo Yoon even willingly swapped his life with Kang. When they finished, we picked Jo Yoon up while Kang chose to leave in a taxi. That night was Christmas Eve, just like a year ago when Kang's life switched. When he entered the taxi, the driver then reminded him that there was only a little time left and Kang would return to his original life. That word suddenly made him remember his past life, but Kang didn't want to go back and wanted to stay. Sadly, he couldn't. He had to return to his reality when the time came. Kang was angry because the driver was going around arranging his life when suddenly the car was stopped. It was at that very moment when Kang found out that the driver was his diseased father. His father told him that he regretted not spending time with Kang because he was too focused on work. That moment became emotional because, in fact, Kang never talked to his father until the day his father died. Kang then returned home. He immediately hugged his children tightly. At night, he put them to sleep while staring at their innocent faces because he knew that by the next morning, he wouldn't be able to meet them again. After that, So-yeon showed Kang's picture with his father when he was just a kid. Their relationship wasn't special, but the incident in the taxi had changed Kang's view of how valuable the time with family was. He ended his last day by sleeping with his wife while trying to let go of that sweet moment he just realized. The next morning, Kang woke up in his luxurious apartment, feeling sad after all the good life he had was taken away from him. At the same time, Jo Yoon appeared. Kang then asked about Sugyeon, who was holding an exhibition in the city. Jo Yoon confirmed and provided information that today was the last day of the exhibition. Kang was surprised to hear that. He initially thought that time had gone for a year, but it turned out that in his real life, only one day passed. Before he left, Kang told Jo Yoon to apply for another audition, and that he would pay for it. Kang went to find the exhibition venue. When he arrived, he panicked because the event was finished and the staff was packing the paintings in there. But Kang was surprised when he saw a painting that he recognized, a painting with a picture of the house he lived in his dream. Sugyeon suddenly showed up. She asked why he was there. Without any hesitation, Kang asked how Sugyeon come up with that painting. Kang then took Sugyeon to a place where the same house in Sugyeon's painting was seen. Kang eventually realized that even though it was a dream, it was the happiest moment in his life. 2 years passed and Kang finally married Sugyeon. They also had twin children whom they named Ro-hee and Ro-ha, but different from the one he had in his dream. This time, he would go through his life with Sugyeon from the beginning.